Next week we're gonna have together. You hear me? All of you guys, I'm serious. This week we cry. Next week just gonna cry. Yeah, we're writing too. So I'm just saying this week. I was gonna say 7 days, but this week. And we write tonight.
Okay, so let's continue. Can we please calculate the probabilities there? Five over 17, huh? How are you getting that? Is it? Okay. Next one. And you've simplified it, I'm guessing, ne? Okay. Next one. No, we can leave them like this for now. Can leave them like this for now, but you can go on to get the percentage or decimal places, up to you. But I think we're going to use them again just now. Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's be prim and proper. What is your, let me get rid of this.
29%.
Next one.
40 over 153. It's 26%. This is 7 for the next one.
So 40 over 153.
28 over 153. 18%.
Okay. Right. Cool. So now that we have that, here, what was they asking in question 1 again? They said construct probability of the various possible outcomes that may occur. Okay, so that was literally it. They just wanted to see the probabilities of these things potentially occurring. Okay. Now, the second question that they have there, they say, what is the probability that both marbles selected will be the same color? Give your final answer as a percentage to 2 decimal places. Okay. So where do we have a situation where the colors are the same? Which outcomes do we have the same colors? The first and the last one. Okay. Yeah, it's blue and blue. Sorry, I just wrote them in, I just wrote it in red, yeah. But it is blue and blue. So, how then do we calculate this? We're saying, what is the probability that both selected marbles are the same color? So there are two potential outcomes where we have the same color, isn't it? So then, what must we do? So basically, you would say the probability both selected marbles are the same. It's basically what we're looking for.
When we're doing it in an example, we have to write
These things, no. This is just for our understanding of what we're looking for. Even here, they can even go as far as going, okay, we're basically saying the probability of red, right, and red and then plus the probability of, or the union, could also go with the union if you want. Ish, why did I put a U? Union of the probability of blue and blue. Okay?
So what does M stand for?
M, marbles,
Marble.
right? Which this can then become a plus. Let me just put B and B. R for red. Ish. Sorry. Okay. So again, here all you need to do is to look at our probabilities. And if we check, we had 5 over 17 for red and red, isn't? Plus 28 over 153. Okay. Alternatively, I know here, I don't know, we might have differences in terms of percentages, maybe due to rounding. Okay. But technically, we could also just use the percentages, 29% plus, what is it, 18%. Yeah, so here we've got a slight difference in rounding, according to the... Okay, let's just quickly calculate this, then we'll explain, or we'll try to explain. So what was our question? Tell me, what was our question? What did they ask us to do? Yeah, try.
Why are you using different
So, oh, so here, really, I'm just trying to express the logic. I could have skipped all of this and just gone with this. So, yeah. Yes.
And for B and B, you could have used also the first numbers that they used. Why did you take the numbers that we were calculated?
Help me understand what you're saying. Why did I do this basically? Is what you're saying. Why didn't I just stick with this? Or vice versa, why didn't I just stick with this?
Yeah, like why are you using the answers that we calculated? That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, are we not using?
So in other words, I should not have done this, is what you're saying. I should have just gone straight to this. No, I'm just trying to understand what you're asking. So before I just start answering based on what I think you're asking. It's not fine. It's not fine. So,
Yeah, I did. But I thought like the 5 over 17
yes.
from the marbles we had in the beginning. Like,
oh, you thought from somewhere here, maybe?
Yeah.
No, it's coming from here. Yeah, this was our final answer, isn't it? Yeah, it was our final answer. Okay, so you're fine then.
Yeah.
All right, no, it's fine. Okay, right. So here I'm just basically showing you there's 2 ways that you could have gotten to your final answer. But if you actually calculate it this way, you'll see that you have, it's going to be 47.71%. And remember, they asked us to do it to 2 decimal places. So I'm just showing you slight rounding difference, but ultimately you're getting the same answer. Can you see that? Okay. Right. Cool. So that is your question. Yes, your question 2. Okay. Now we go to the last thing that I want us to do for today. And I think we can get through it. I think we can get through it. It's revision exercise 6. So if we can quickly open up revision exercise 6. Right. Let me duplicate this so I don't. What's happening with Pick and Pay? I heard something about. I thought they're selling shares or something. Yeah. ShopRite. Yeah. You know Checkers is under ShopRite. Eh? Okay. But they haven't been performing well for a very long time.
So it's because of the deals that Checkers has. Checkers has deals implemented crazy.
What type of deals do they have?
Extra savings.
Oh, you mean for us, the customers? Oh, okay.
No, Checkers. Oh, I thought you said so the problem that Pick and Pay was trying to compete with Woolworths. So that's it's too expensive. Yeah, the
Really?
prices. Yeah, prices are.
But Woolworths is not bad, you guys.
Woolworths is the most expensive grocery.
No, it's not.
What is? It's a fact. What's the most expensive?
It's not.
Woolworths, Pick and Pay, Spar.
Okay,
Okay, Pick and Pay. Pick and Pay is number one. Oh, which one? Yes, Pick and Pay is number one. Pick and Pay is number one. Wait, you can get groceries for 3,000 at Checkers. How much is gonna be at Woolworths? Is gonna be.
Oh, all right, guys. All right. Shh. Let's end early so you guys can go and check. Let's end early so you guys can go and check. Okay. So revision exercise 6. Okay. Says the following contingency table gives the results of a sample survey of South African male and female respondents with regard to their preferred supermarkets. Okay, right. So the first thing there, well, there you can see the preferences, and they've given us the totals here on the side. All right, and the totals in terms of the various preferences. So that's fine. Okay. Then they say, what is the probability of randomly selecting a male respondent from the sample? So this is much like that other table that we had, where we had the, well, I was actually thinking of the small businesses and the sectors. Yes. So what's the probability? Well, here they just want male respondents.
So you have to add up the male respondents and put it over one.
What is the total? And then we're saying over what? Over 400, because that's the total number of people that were in this sample, isn't? Then they go on to ask us, next question, 6.2, what is the probability of randomly selecting a respondent who is female and prefers Checkers? Who is female and prefers Checkers? You guys are saying over 275. Why 275? Yes, we're talking about Checkers. Over 110. Where are we selecting out of? Are we only? So this 60, why are we picking this 60?
Because we look at the woman. Females.
Yes, and they're 60, right? But our selection, where are we selecting out of? All the surveys. Yes. Yes, which we have done by saying we want all the females who prefer.
So you have to include all the
Yes. Because we're saying of this 275 is of only. Did this say we are only selecting of?
Okay, but the 110 has.
Yes, the 110 has male. And I was trying to show you that the 110 is those who prefer checkers. Can you see that? Right? So here we're saying, they are simply saying, what's the probability of randomly selecting a respondent who is female and prefers checkers? We know all the ones that are female and prefer checkers are the 60. But we're still talking about everybody who's been surveyed.
So 400, sir.
Yeah.
400.
But why is it 400?
Oh, yeah, sir, I get it now.
We never, it's a random selection. We didn't say we are only selecting females. If we said we are only selecting amongst female respondents, if it was only female respondents, then it would be the 275. Can you see? Because this 275 is coming from here, isn't? Which only pertains to females.
And the other one, the 110 is for checkers.
Checkers. And so again, if we were saying we're only selecting from checkers respondents, does it make sense?
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it a different way, but I don't have anything else in my bag.
Yeah, I got
60
it.
over 400.
What is the probability of randomly selecting? It's not specified.
It doesn't, yes.
You play checkers, it's not asking for females specifically, just checkers.
So the checkers will be female.
But don't worry, guys. These things are tricky. They are tricky. And it's a thing of you, and just having gone over this a few times, it is tricky. What is the probability of selecting a male respondent?
It's not less of 400, it's 275.
No. I was just trying to illustrate. Sorry, it is still 400. Okay, and we didn't even bother to calculate. Sorry. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's 15%. Which one? Which one is 15? Sorry.
60 over 400.
Okay, so this one is 15%. 15%. Okay, and then the first one is what? What was the first one?
31%.
31%. Okay, sharp. Now we move to the third one. Okay, here they're saying, what is the probability of selecting a male given, whenever we see this word, we must be very careful, given that the preferred supermarket is Pick and Pay? So remember, I asked earlier, I must read again. Okay? So, what is the probability of selecting a male? So we're looking for males, huh? But given that that male prefers Pick and Pay. So the gentlemen are saying 60 over 150. Why?
Pick and Pay is the preferred supermarket. So you look at the total of Pick and Pay.
Yes.
And male 60. So yeah.
Do we agree?
Yes.
Everybody agree?
125 over 1.
What type of probability is this? And you mentioned it earlier. You mentioned it earlier when I asked about what type of probability was this, but we were talking about that time. Yes, we were talking about permutations. The first response that you gave. Conditional.
Yes.
Can you see? That's what I'm saying. Whenever you see the word given, be very careful. You could very well be talking about a conditional probability. And we know the formula for conditional probability is what is the probability of A given that B has taken place? So here we're saying what is the probability of us selecting a male given that their preference is what? Pick and pay. Can you see that? And we know we basically say the probability of, to calculate the probability of a conditional, we say probability of A divided by probability of B. Okay. So that's where now we're getting this from, where we're saying 60 over 150. Okay. 40%. Right. Cool. So then we go on to the fourth one. And the fourth one, they say, what is the probability of selecting a respondent who is male or who prefers Woolworths?
So is that going to be two different things? Percentages.
Or the 4 is in 4 10.
So two answers cancel. Basically two answers.
So give
What is the other?
She's basically saying probability of A union. Probability of
What's the U for so times?
union.
Oh.
Union is the U, you could say. Whereas the upside down one is the intersection, which means it is in both A and B. No, it's a union. Well, we're saying, remember we're saying, what's the probability of having A? And A is, in this case, the probability of having a respondent who is male, or the probability of the person we select is prefers Woolworths. Thank you. So when we have and, that's when we multiply. We add it.
So you're going to say 125 plus
So where just help me now.
125
Plus 140, you right?
125
Plus 140.
plus 140. 140.
Wait, so what did you say is the difference with union and intersection?
Union, we're saying we're adding because we're saying the probability of this happening plus the probability of this happening. We add those together. Does that make sense? Whereas with intersect, we're saying there's an overlap between these two probabilities, right? So that overlap, we want only the intersection where the overlap is, those values, we want that. What's the probability of those outcomes? Make sense? Okay. So here we're saying 125 divided by 4O. Okay. Or you can also just say, if you want this probability divided by 400 divided by 400. Okay. Which is the same thing, but I'm just showing you. Oh, this is 265. Okay, and you guys are saying it is 66%. Right. Last one. Then we can go and check these stores and see who is the most expensive. What is the probability of selecting a respondent who does not prefer Woolworths? Who does not?
So is it going to be 400
I
minus 100?
Yes. Yeah, you could do that. Or you could just say 150 plus 160.
Yeah, either way.
Over 400.
So you guys have answered the question. You can say 150 plus 110, okay, over 400, okay, because we're basically saying we're adding the probability of checkers and of pick and pay, because obviously if you don't like Woolies, then you obviously like one of the other two. Does that make sense? Or you can say 1 minus the probability of liking or preferring Woolworths over 400. You can remember here we're using complementary probabilities. Okay, so whichever one is easiest for you, it will then give you the same answer. Yeah. What do we get, guys?
%.
65%. Everybody getting 65%? No? Why not? Why not? Right, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions, thoughts? Is that a hand? Yes.
In your book, it says, so you did that, but you minus the probability
Of the overlap. Thank you so much. That's very true. We're supposed to minus the overlap. Otherwise, we are duplicating, isn't it? So let's work that out. What is, so this is going to change. Thank you for that. Ish, and I was so ready to close my device here and go home. So we're basically saying this union, and then we're saying minus the intersection of probability of A intersection probability of B. That's what we are saying. Okay, so now the question is, where do we get that intersection? We are saying here 6.4, the person is male, right? And also prefers Woolies. So then we're saying there's a potential of duplicating 15 respondents in our answer. So we then have to minus 15 over 400. That's what you got there in the workbook, isn't it? So this 165 will then obviously become 150 over 400. And then our final answer should be 2. Oh, yes, you're right. 250, not 150. 250. 63%. There you go. Alrighty. You want me to go back? I like that response. Okay. No problem. All right.